Morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and find yourself in good spirits. I hope these storms battering California have not put you out too much, that you have heat, power, and the necessary supplies to weather these storms. I wasn't going to post because I didn't know what to post about. And I don't want to post for the sake of posting, as I've often said. And then I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this YouTuber who I find to be, genuinely a simpatico person, had a upcoming podcast, if you will, to ask, is the word paisa offensive? Paisa is derivative of paisano, like the way the Italians would use it. It means countryman. And I read some of the comments that it can be, depends on intent, and to a degree, that's true. But I think to this quote, and it was by an African American person, you can, change the words a little bit to make it apply to us. The quote goes, "If you call me black, you define my skin color. If you call me African American, you define my ethnicity. If you call me a N word, you tell me who you are. You don't say anything about me. You're telling me who you are." And so when I saw the question, is the word paisa offensive? I thought the same thing, that it's totally dependent on the person receiving the message. And I don't see that. I don't see that being embraced in the Raza community. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with like being in incarcerated settings where the rules are different than in society. But I'm going to use a movie reference to help make this point. Before this gang leader gets killed in the movie, his friend that he grew up with since childhood is telling him, people are talking about you. They're saying you're not showing us anything. And the gang leader responds with, two little homeboys went to juvenile hall. They were scared and thought they had to prove themselves. They did what they had to do. And they thought they were doing it for their people, to show that no one can take our class. They didn't have to. We gave it away. And interpreting that is, you have the power to decide how you accept things, especially in a free society. Someone could call you the worst name, and you can choose to not be offended. You can choose to have the same attitude as that black person who said, if you call me the N word, you don't say nothing about me. You tell me who you are. So if some stranger called me a bunch of racial slurs, I would think that's a miserable person. And I don't need to ruin my day because of what they called me, because I know I'm not those things. And to be fair, if someone called me a beaner, they would probably be right, man, because I love fucking frijoles charros and frijoladas, frijoles de la olla, frijoles refritos, frijoles chinos, pinto beans, Peruvian beans, lima beans, lentils. I love them. But that's besides the point. I was just trying to be funny. But I do love them. I love beans. Um, And so I want Raza to realize that you don't have to react. The power is in you over your feelings. You can choose how you feel. You don't need to be a knee jerk reaction to how other people treat you. And you might think that reacting gives you some sort of class, but actually, you could be giving it away. Here's another example. When my daughter had her quinceañera, a bunch of lowriders were going to drive, the her and her chambelan and all the other chambelanas and their pair in lowriders to the church. And as we're driving there to go pick them up, I'm in a Cadillac convertible on Goldwyn's. Behind me is a 62 convertible. Behind them a 63, a 65. We had all these lowriders on rims, nice cars. And I'm like, hey, I got to get some gas. So as we're driving into this gas station, there's this vato walking down the street, and he sees us and he throws his hands like what's up? And to be honest with you, I know a lot of people in that neighborhood, so it could have been that he knew me and he was like, hey, what's up, fool? Or challenging me. And so when we get to the gas station, one of the homies jumps out and says, hey, you see that fool throw his hands up? You want to go back there and deal with him? And I had to make a decision. I was like, man, I could be offended that he threw his hands up. And I think the homeboys expected me to be offended that he threw his hands up and go back and deal with him. But here I was, 20 minutes from picking up my daughter for her quinceañera to drive her to the church. And if I'd gone back, let's say I beat him up, but now my tuxedo's ruined. I might go to jail. My daughter's quinceañera is ruined. Because if I would have gave away my power to anyone who wants it, and that's what that would have amounted to. If I go to a nice restaurant and someone says, hey, you slur, I can get in a fight, maybe go to jail, lose my job, or think, man, what's wrong with that dude? Go on about my life and realize that that's his issues, not me. Another way of looking at it is through the lens of the Four Agreements, which are a spiritual guide for the Mayan people. I know a lot of people have this ethnic pride, and so maybe this is a way to appeal to you. In the book, The Four Agreements, one of those agreements is to not take things personal. If you're driving on the freeway, maybe you accidentally veer into a lane or cut someone off. You're not even doing it intentionally. The person pulls up, flips you off, calls you a name. You can think he would do that to anybody who did this. He doesn't even know me. So those names he's calling me don't apply unless he's saying, you're a dumb driver, then maybe it is. But slurs or other things because, I maybe made a driving accident. Making a driving accident doesn't make me a WB. And escalating that could lead to either him getting killed, me getting killed, both of us ending up in jail, and missing the opportunity to be a good father, missing the opportunity to be a provider, missing the opportunity to be a good citizen, someone who contributes to society, because I gave away my power to anyone who wanted it. So that's the message today. I really want you guys to think about the fact that you own your feelings. You choose how you feel. It's really a thought. Someone says something. You hear it. You process it. Damn, am I that? Do I have to respond? If I don't respond, how are people going to see me? I better do something. I better show the world that they can't take my class, and then give it away. Or you could say, damn, that person could be mentally ill. That person is a racist. That person will probably say that to the wrong person who's going to smack them down, maybe kill them. But I can stay here and provide for my family. I can stay here and help my community through advocating against systemic racism that disfavors them. There's a lot of things I can do to better my community, my people, and all the people in my community, um, that proves who I am. Much, much more than giving away my power to anyone who wants it. That is a healthy mentality. That is a winning mentality for life out in society. Now, if there's a sense of threat, that's a whole different thing. That is not what I'm talking about. If you're threatened, then you do have to respond appropriately so that everything you're trying to be doesn't get taken from you. But at least you're not just giving it away. That said, much love. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please take precautions against these storms, um, and stay safe. Much love.